Hi, and welcome to Astrology for the People. This is for the full moon in Cancer on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2015 at 9:11 p.m. Queensland time, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to dive straight in today. I've got so much that I want to tell you guys. I'm just about jumping out of my skin with excitement this morning. I really had to take a deep breath because this is an exciting lunation, and I knew it before I even opened up the chart, and I thought to myself, it's a full moon in Cancer. What's so exciting about that? But there is a lot going on. So I'm going to do today a little bit differently. I want to actually touch on each of the key aspects that are taking place for you guys and just explore those a little bit. And then the big picture will emerge out of that, and you'll be able to get a deeper sense as well of the individual components that are making up the energy that we're going to be experiencing for the next couple of weeks. So let's do this. I'm happy to be back. So obviously it's been a couple of kind of meh months. I've really felt it. It's probably been quite visible through these videos as well. It hasn't been an exciting time per se. But what we're finding ourselves coming into now is we're going to be grateful for that bit of a rest period, because there's going to be a lot of forward movement taking place. So straight off the bat, the first thing I saw when I brought this chart up was we have Lilith, sextile the sun, and trine the moon exact on this full moon. Now this is Black Moon Lilith that we're talking about, and she's got a few different facets, but in her positive aspect, it's very much the feminine power, the uncompromising feminine integrity. And by feminine, this is within all of us. This isn't just within women. It's, I will not be squished. I will not be suppressed. These are my needs. This is my truth. So we have a real opportunity to draw on the positive aspect of this with this full moon. And what we're finding is it links in with the other things that I'm about to discuss. So the next thing that we have that I want to put on the table for you is Mercury trine Jupiter, and Jupiter conjunct the north node of the moon. Now that conjunction's building. That's going to be exact in maybe a week, but we're feeling it already. It's only 3 degrees away, and the trine's exact. And on top of this, we've got all of the planets, all of our major planets moving direct as of Christmas Day, and this is not a common occurrence. So what we're seeing here is a massive slipstream of forward movement. It is like a cosmic river that is going to be pulling us straight towards our evolutionary purpose in this life. So this is our soul's evolutionary journey that we find with the north node of the moon. Jupiter's expansion, Mercury's travel and transmission. So you bring those three energies together in a harmonious aspect, and it is forward movement, baby, on every level. It's a great time for business. It's a great time for kind of finding our place in the world, because we do have this action going on in Capricorn. The sun's in Capricorn. And so really just embracing the energy that's there for us, even though it may be considered the holiday season. A lot of us who are connected are going to be finding that we're going to want to be working in between Christmas and New Year's into January. If that's you, then don't fight that. There's always going to be time to rest when the sun comes around into Pisces, particularly if you're working for yourself, or, even if you're not, there are ways to assert what you need. If maybe you're working for another person, that might mean giving more energy to your passions during this time. And then, once you're back at work, using more time to rest in the evenings and that kind of thing, because it's going to be a really powerful time. And we're talking external work, but we're also talking internal work. And so this is probably the most important, and this is where we've got another couple of aspects coming into play as well. So on the flip side to all of this forward movement and these trines that we've got going on, we've got the sun, no, not the sun, we've got Mercury square Mars within 2 degrees on this full moon, and we also have Venus trine the south node of the moon. So the south node is very much where we've come from. The north node is what we're moving towards, yeah? So with these aspects, what we're seeing, Mars particularly being in Libra, square Mercury, who's part of this whole slipstream party. What we're seeing here is kind of the part of us, particularly over the festive season, that's, I have obligations. I have people that I need to not let down. I have relationships that I need to maintain. And so we're going to experience a bit of a tension here between this forward movement that's taking place and Mars in Libra kind of wanting to keep everyone happy. And so this is when we can really draw on that Lilith power and realize, in the act of keeping someone else happy, often we're actually abandoning or betraying what we know is true and what we know we need in that moment, which is actually going to damage the relationship with them because we're going to resent them. So this is something to really kind of be aware of around this full moon, not to get sucked into kind of family ties and obligations. With a full moon in Cancer, it's a real time of closure as well. And so whether it's familial relationships that really aren't serving you and you're needing to walk away from, or whether it's, other relationships that have been in a really tumultuous period over the last couple of months and are finally drawing to a close, there's definitely a sense of closure here too. So we've got that layer kind of adding to this story that's emerging out of this full moon for us, yeah? The need not to kind of collapse under pressure. And this is what we see with Venus trine the South Node as well, is there can be a little bit of a tendency to collapse and go back into fear and go back into obligation as opposed to really stepping into our power, which that Lilith energy is representing for us, and really stepping into what it means to say, I am the creator of my own life. I'm going to make these choices, and by doing that, I'm going to be more fulfilled and I'm going to be a greater service to the people around me as well. Yeah, so as if that wasn't enough, but we do also have a Pluto-Sun conjunction that's building for us now. And this is strong. This only happens once a year. Anything to do with Pluto is strong. I'm excited by it because, frankly, Pluto's transformation. And so, yeah, it can be challenging. Yeah, it can be upheaval, but it's really nice to have some movement again after the last couple of months where everything's been a bit Saturn heavy, yeah? So with this Pluto conjunction building, the things to bear in mind there is just not to fight it. So while we're in a very, very powerful time of forward movement, or about to step into that time now, what we find there is if you imagine yourself shooting up a river, any residue, any old baggage cannot stay. The faster you move, the faster you're going to shed that which is creating resistance and holding you back. So when we step into a time of fast movement, what we're experiencing is not just this rush forward, but also the pulling and the shedding that does take place. And that can hurt if stuff is tightly attached, if it's being dragged. So we can sometimes get this sense of the drag and the resistance, yeah? And so the real practice here is just letting go, letting go, letting go. Step into this cosmic stream, and we are going through the most phenomenal phase of transformation, growth, inside and outside. It's a fantastic start to the new year. There's, some really, really auspicious, fortunate aspects here. So the universe really is on our side. The universe is always on our side, but this is a time that we've been waiting for a lot of this year, really. 2015 is coming to a close. And, the last couple of months, everyone's been ready for the year to end. And the good news is the year is ending. Yes, it's just the calendar year. It's not the astrological year. But we've also got the full moon in Cancer. That's the end of the first third of the zodiac. We're stepping into such a powerful time. So I really, really encourage you to do whatever you need to do to get in your power, to get steady, feet on the earth, to get strong and self-connected into your heart, and to make the choices that you need to make to really step into this flow now. Because if we step into this flow, it's like catching a wave. There's the initial effort, and there's the initial, okay, the wave's coming, I need to be ready, I need to have the courage to do this. Once we're on, the wave will take us, baby, and the next couple of months are going to be beautiful as far as the transformation that is possible for us and the ascension that is possible for us, so that we can also guide others on their way. So much love, beautiful people. It's nice to be back in action a bit. I didn't know what to do with myself the last couple of videos. I'm like, God, I'm a sad sack. I was a bit of a sad sack the last couple of months. But it's been a beautiful process too. And yeah, it's lovely to be re-emerging from my cocoon and offering a bit of all of this to you today. Welcome. This is another view of our beautiful mountain. You can come out and see me here if you'd like to. I'm traveling a lot in January. So Gold Coast over New Year's, Yamundi, Sunshine Coast from the 4th to the 7th, and then Brisbane on the 9th and the 10th. So if you're wanting to connect, I'll be around and about, and then out here in between. If you want to come out and see me here, aim for either really soon, kind of before New Year's, or after that first kind of week and a half of January. I'd love to have you. We'd love to connect. I'm doing a thing for Christmas too. So if you know someone who would really need a reading and you've had a reading with me before, or yeah, you just know someone who really would benefit from some connection at the moment, I wanted to make it available to people without breaking everyone's banks. So if you're giving a reading as a gift, I'm willing to do 30 minutes on the phone for $25. Yeah, just to spread the love, because I know I'd love to give readings to billions of people for Christmas, but a lot of the time it's too expensive to offer that. So yeah, I just wanted to make that available to everyone. You know where to find me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I love you. I'll see you in the new year. Bye.